Hello everybody, welcome to my channel and my first ever video! Yay, woot, etc. Anyway, so I figured to start off my channel I would do a simple deck profile. This is Ancient Gears, it's my favourite deck. It's really fun because you just activate Gear Town, activate Catapult, you win. So it's pretty easy, it's budget as well, so that's good. But yeah, anyway, let's just get into the video. So to start off, 2 Reactor Dragon can be a bit dead in hand, but otherwise it's a really good card. Mostly just summon it off of Catapult and Gear Town. They pop spells, so they can pop things like Fortress and Gear Town to get you even more monsters. And yeah, just a really good card. Next, we have 2 Ancient Gear Golem and 1 Ancient Gear Golem Ultimate Pound. Ultimate Pound, barely ever use him, just use him as materials for fusions and stuff. Golem's a lot more helpful because he can summon things like Ultimate. Ultimate Pound can't do that because even though it has it in his name, he is not treated as Ancient Gear Golem. Three Wyvern, most important searcher. Unfortunately, it's only once per turn, but it's when he's normal or special summoned. So, just such a good card because it searches any Ancient Gear card. Yeah. Gear Frame's a little more specific than Wyvern and requires a bit of a more cost. But other than that, he can be a bit of a trap if your opponent destroys him, and just more materials. Two Hound. I don't use him that often anymore. He used to be a 3 of, but with the new fusion card, now he's a 2 of because just isn't as good as a spell card. For the gadgets, we have two silver, 2 gold, and 1 Ancient Gear. It's pretty good for things like Xyz and Links, but most of the time I just use them to stall if I get a bad hand. So yeah. One Glow-Up Bulb, really good for making Naturia Beast. Naturia Beast is helpful. I don't know, I just run it because spell negation, it's pretty good. Hand Trap Time. 3 Ash, obvious, and I start to feel like this one's a bit better, 3 Droll, because stops people searching. I've annoyed a lot of people using those 2 cards. Three Ancient Gear Fusion, pretty self-explanatory. It's the fusion card. If you control an Ancient Gear Golem, you can use materials from your deck. Well, if you use it to fusion summon. So it just makes summoning Chaos Ancient Gear Giants so easy. Definite 3 of. Ancient Gear Catapult. Excellent card. Pop a face-up card you control if you control no monsters. Special summon an Ancient Gear monster directly from the deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. So that means it can be Golem, Ultimate Pound, anything. And then you can bash it from the graveyard to target a card you control and destroy it. That can be spell cards as well, so you can get another pop off Gear Town. Unfortunately, you can only use one of his effects per turn. Gear Town. I barely ever use Gear Town's tribute for less cost effect. I usually just use it for the special summon, it isn't that helpful otherwise. Two Ancient Gear Fortress. I see it when I need it, and I don't use it all that much, but the fact that it makes your opponent not be able to respond, it's really helpful sometimes. Okay, now we're out of the Ancient Gear spells. So, 1 Power Bond, obviously for really high attack values. Overload Fusion can be helpful. I only run 1 though, because there's only 1 Ancient Gear Fusion that's dark. 1 Iron Draw. It's cool to have, but I don't want to draw into it too often because there's not too many times where you control exactly 2 machine effect monsters. Raigeki, obvious, it's really helpful. Monster Reborn, so yeah, it's Monster Reborn. Now for my singular trap card, 1 Ancient Gear Reborn. It's helpful, but because you need to control no monsters, it's not as helpful as, yeah, some other things. Oh. Now onto the extra deck. Fusions, 2 Howitzer. It's really helpful for things like Time Lords, so you can like burn through them. Sometimes I've won a few games using Howitzer. It's really good with the new time rules. And if it's destroyed, you get to special summon from deck ignoring its summoning conditions. So that's so good. The main one, Chaos Ancient Gear Giant. This thing is insane. It can attack everything, inflicts piercing damage, and it has 4,500 attack. So yeah. Also, it cannot. It's unaffected by spell trap effects, and your opponent's monsters can't activate their effects during the battle phase. So it's insane. Ancient Gear Megaton Golem. I mainly make this on my first turn. It's helpful because then your opponent needs to try and out a 3/3 monster. And if they destroy it by card effects, you can summon Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem. This one, I rarely get to attack more than once with it. I just don't really use golems all that often with it. Because if I had a golem, I'd rather make this, because it's a lot bigger and a lot more helpful. So he inflicts piercing and negates spell traps just like the other Ancient Gears. And if he's destroyed, you can target an Ancient Gear Golem in your grave and special summon it, ignoring its summoning conditions. It's a bit less helpful if you summon it with this, because most of the time if I summon it with this, then I won't have an Ancient Gear Golem in graveyard, but still, it can be helpful sometimes. Xyzes, Gear Gigant X, just a good searcher. Gaia Cowboy for time rolls. Utopia and Lightning for hitting really hard. Like I mentioned before, Naturia Beast for spell negation and a synchro. And now for links. Cleafort Genius. I don't use it that much. I use it sometimes. I don't really use the links too much, but they're helpful sometimes. So Mrs. Radiant, obviously, because you're playing a lot of Earths. Underclock, helpful if they give you an Ibly and you can't like summon your fusions or whatever. And Borreload, because why not? Anyway, that's it for the deck. So yeah, just you can tell me what you think in the comments, like, subscribe, etc. And thanks for watching.